Major League Baseball trade deadline is come and gone. Just talked about it with Cody Decker. Now let's chop it up here with the crew. Femi Abebefe, first word to you. What is the most impactful thing that has happened either like today at the trade deadline or of the last couple days?
Yeah, I'm trying not to be a homer, but I really do think this Eugenio Suarez trade with the Seattle Mariners is very, very impactful. Like, it bolsters a lineup that was already really strong. Like, the Mariners' bats are ready to win a World Series. The upside here for the Mariners is, can the pitching catch up? And the pitching has been historically really good. It just has not been there this year due to all the injuries and guys that are just like not kind of like in their groove. But if they can get hot in August and September, I actually think this team is really, really dangerous. I bet some Mariners 10-1 last night after the trade was made to go ahead and win the American League. I don't think they can win the World Series, but they feel like a nice runner-up, I should say, in the World Series. So I bet some Mariners 10-1. If you can find close to double digits, I still think it's worth something. 6-1, 7-1, you're probably just flipping coins at that point. But if you can find close to double digits, I think there's some 9-1 out there in some sports books. I think the Mariners are a bet to win the AL.
Jake the Snake Asana is with us. Jake, the most impactful thing at the deadline is what and why?
I think it's the Mets building a super bullpen a la the 2015 Royals. Like, they have all of these guys who will give you 5, maybe 6 innings if you're lucky, and they're fine. But once you get to that 7th inning, it's over. If you're losing, it's just done. Here's Tyler Rogers, Ryan Helsley, and Edwin Diaz back to back to back to back, and they just choke the life out of you. I think it's a really smart strategy. It's all guys that have experience closing, and we know what the Mets lineup can do. Now they have the swing and miss pitching that can back it up.
All right, so Femi with the Mariners, Jake with the Mets, Tyler Morales, what say you?
I also agree it's the Mets, and we said this last year with their starting pitching. Like, it wasn't great. It's virtually the same guys, and they were amazing last year. Now they only need them to go like 5-6 innings, and they also had Cedric Mullins. They basically just replaced Tyrone Taylor, who actually been pretty good this season. I think the Mets did a great job. Their bullpen's awesome. I like them to win the NL, so I thought the Mets stood out to me a ton. I also agree with Femi with the Mariners as well, and the Padres obviously made the splash move with Mason Miller. But I feel like they just do the same thing every year. They just reshuffle at the deadline, and nothing really happens or comes with it, and they just lose these prospects who end up being superstars somewhere else. So, like, it's going to get all the names. It's going to be all the attention with Mason Miller, but I'll take the Mets here in the NL.
I just want to say before we move on, Tyler, your hair looks very good.
Fine, I know. Thank you. It's growing in a little bit.
There you go.
Like, but I'm not. It wasn't a joke. Like, his hair looks good. It was horrible, and now he looks good again. I can't compliment my friend.
I said thank
laughing.
you.
But Jake was laughing. I was making fun of you. What's up with that, Jake?
I thought it was a lead into a joke, just based on past precedent.
It always is.
Can you know what, Jake? How about this?
On past precedent.
Can I pay for you to go to a barber and make it so that your hair and your beard are not exactly the same length?
I know. I'm going tomorrow. My guy's been on vacation. It's been a tough go.
Since when? Valentine's Day? I mean, you look horrible.
Yeah. Listen, I tried to go last week. He was on vacation.
I mean, what is that?
I know. It's not good. It's bad. I'll be the first person to say it.
It's a couple weeks in Scotland,
Yeah,
he's been away.
I
looked like the Highland cows in Scotland. Just ridiculous.
Right. No one gets the reference. Femi, you like your Mariners.
I do.
I'd like to get Jake's opinion on this also. You guys are way more in the weeds with baseball than I am. But, especially as a Yankee fan, I am terrified constantly of the Houston Astros. And now it's just here's Carlos Correa back, and he's, they might as well be banging on trash cans again for as far as I'm concerned. What about the Astros, Femi? Femi and then Jake on the Houston Astros.
Yeah, I think the Astros still win the division. I get why some people might want to say that maybe the Rangers or maybe the Mariners make a stretch, because also the Mariners, by the way, I didn't mention this, pretty easy schedule in the final couple months, so that might help them out in playoff positioning. But Houston is just one of those teams that I think they find ways to win. And we joke about it during the breaks, Correa, I think is going to probably regain his form, not to maybe what it was when they were winning the World Series, but if he can be better than what he was in Minnesota, all of a sudden, hey, boom, now you have a really good third baseman who's now productive, given the fact that Isaac Paredes is dealing with his injuries. So Houston, I think, can win the division. I'm not in love with the rotation beyond the front line two guys like Valdez and Hunter Brown. After that, I'm not super stoked about that or fearful of that. So win the division, maybe win in the ALDS, go up to the ALCS once again, where I think they'll ultimately fall. So Houston, I think high floor, ceiling not as high in my opinion.
Yeah, I want to believe in the Astros, and I was ready to believe in them coming to the deadline. I thought they needed a starter. I had convinced myself, or I guess gaslit myself, that they were going to get Dylan Cease or Sandy Alcantara, and they did neither of those. So I guess their plan is hope Christian Javier is ready to come off his Tommy John recovery soon, or Luis Garcia. That seems like that's what the plan is behind Hunter Brown and Framber Valdez. They added guys in the lineup, like mostly fringe moves for platoon sides that I thought were good. And I mean, I don't know if Yordan Alvarez is ever coming back from this fractured hand that was 3 months ago. Hello. But I wanted to believe in the Astros. I thought they needed another starter. I think they'll win the division. I think they'll get in, but they're way vulnerable, especially in a long series.
Tyler, out of these three American League West teams, which one do you think is most likely to win the pennant and go to the World Series? The Mariners, the Astros, or the Rangers, and why?
Mariners, because Cody said it last segment. Every year it's like, do they have the bats? They actually have the hitting this year. They really do. This is as good as they've hit the ball in the last 3 to 4 years. Now the pitching hasn't been great, but at least we know these pitchers are good. At least we know Logan Gilbert's good, Brian Wu is good. So I would go to the Mariners here, and like Suarez has already been in that ballpark, so there's gonna be some comfortability there. I like the Mariners a ton. I think this sets up, in my opinion, for like a Mariners-Yankees ALCS, something like that.
Oh,
but I
yeah,
really like what the
so.
Mariners did. I think the pitching's gonna bounce back, and this lineup is actually good. And Randy's been on like a heater for like a month and a half now, so Mariners will be easily my pick.
Jake, you were capped along with me, because I've been for a couple of years now, most famously 2 years ago, when I said after the first games of the wild card round, Rangers D-backs World Series, Rangers win. Credit to me. We love the Rangers heading into the year. You love the Rangers heading into the year. I'll ask you the same question. Mariners, Astros, or Rangers to win the American League pennant, which one do you like the most?
Maybe I'm the idiot, and I probably am, but I'm still going to say the Rangers. I actually like that they bought. They bring in Merrill Kelly, which I think is going to be super underrated as a trade acquisition. They added a couple bullpen guys as well. Once this lineup starts to figure it out, and they kind of have over the last couple of weeks, Corey Seager's starting to figure it out, Adolis Garcia, Josh Young is back as well. I think that once this lineup starts to figure it out, they have the pitching to take them there. Like between DeGrom, Eovaldi, and now Kelly as your three, I think that's a really great top three for the postseason. And whatever you get out of guys like Jack Leiter is just gravy. So I'm going to say the Rangers. The Mariners. I think if it's Mariners Yankees, like Tyler says, I think the Yankees beat the brakes off the Mariners. So I just can't believe in that team's starting rotation on the road. I'm going to go with the Rangers.
Oh man, give me Yankees, man. Oh yeah, I would love it. You bet on this Thursday. Trade deadline is come and gone. We're breaking it down here on the show. Femi, Jake, Tyler in order. Right now, and I'll get the prices from BetMGM because this should really be a price dependent conversation. American League winner. Tigers are the favorite, plus 325. Yankees plus 360. Despite the fact that the Yankees are 4 games behind the Blue Jays in the AL East. Yankees plus 360, acquiring Bednar and Doval. Astros plus 450. Blue Jays plus 475. With like, I kind of think the Blue Jays have a crazy high ceiling now with Bieber. If like the variance is going to be there with him, and maybe he's what he's been. Mariners plus 650. Rangers 10. Red Sox 11. We can go further down, but like we're off a cliff at that point with the Rays at 60. Femi, at price, if I gave you $100, who are you betting to win the American League and why? Then Jake, then Tyler.
At current prices, it would be Texas. Now, at the prices last night, it was definitely Seattle, which is why I bet that at 10-1. But now that the Mariners' price has already been moving since the Suarez trade and the Naylor trade earlier last week, I actually think it's Texas at double digits. I wanted to love the Tigers, but like the pitching has cooled off a little bit after Tariq Skubal. The lineup has not been as solid. I want to see more from Riley Green and see if he can get some help from those other guys in the lineup. So the Tigers were the team that I thought might be the team, but right now I think it's Rangers at price.
I'm going to double down. I think it's the Rangers as well. I agree with you, Nick. I think the Blue Jays are fun and interesting, but Vlad or Bichette cool down and this team's dead in the water. So at price, and because I really love their ceiling, like I just said, I'm going to go with the Rangers.
To me, I'm going to be honest, this isn't even a question for me. I think it's the Yankees. They're all going to come back. Judge is going to come back. Stanton's going to get more at-bats in the game. And Cody Bellinger's been awesome, by the way. He's been their second best player by far. I think Jazz is kind of a losing player, but maybe he turns it around in the postseason. I think by far the Yankees. To be honest, I don't like any of these AL teams. I think the Yankees could win this pretty easily. Outside of the Mariners, I kind of like, but I think Yankees at price easy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm ready to. I'm ready. I'm
Who you
ready to
betting?
get
no.
it.
Are you betting the Yankees or who are you doing, Nick?
Probably the Rangers.
Yeah.
Yeehaw.
They just
I don't
can't
need
hit.
to-
Like
I
I'm not buying the hit.
I don't need to bet the
The lineup I
Yankees.
can't
I'm gonna live and die with it. And when they get there, I'll bet them. But I'm gonna stick with the Rangers. It's a team I liked before the season. Let's go to the National League. And we'll read the prices here, and we can have maybe we can have some specific like division conversations first. But let's start top level here. Dodgers plus 140, Mets 5, Phillies 5, Cubs 6, Brewers 850. Padres 10, and then we have the Reds at 50. Although, like, they're mildly interesting if they can keep playing better and get into the postseason. Femi, $100. You have to bet a team to win the NL at price. Who is it and why?
Easy. New York Mets. I think the New York Mets are the best team in baseball. I think they're going to win the World Series. Like, the Mets are awesome. They have the pitching staff to do it. They have the lineup to do it. Like, they had some of the experience last year going to the NLCS and failing. The Dodgers, talent on paper, great, but there's just something off with the Dodgers this year. Feels like whenever there's optimism that it's all going to come together, somebody else gets hurt. Like, I'm just not buying with the Dodgers, especially when we're talking about the price. Phillies, absolutely not. Cubs, I don't buy the pitching. Brewers in October, you kidding me? Like, process by elimination, and also team quality. It's the New York Mets for me.
Yeah, I have to go Mets, too. I mean, people are going to try and talk themselves into the Cubs and the Phillies and the Padres for the hashtag value. But, like, we're going to do this with the Padres again? Oh, they got Mason Miller. Oh, look at Fernando Tatis Jr. Oh, Manny Machado. Like, we're going to do this again. And then they're just going to lose to the Dodgers again because that's what they do, especially in the last couple of years. Everyone's going to say, well, they were up on the Dodgers last year, and then they lost. So I'm not doing this with the Padres again. The Cubs laugh out loud funny. Oh, they're going to be the most active team on the deadline. Here's Michael Soroka and Willie Castro. So I'll go the Mets. I love what they're doing with the bullpen. They have the pitching lab where Sean Manaea and Frankie Montas are just awesome, and we know what the lineup is. Give me the Mets.
I'll just wrap up the clean sweep here. Also like the Mets. I don't trust the Dodgers, which is crazy to say since they won the World Series. Also like Mookie Betts. I know he had some health problems before the year. This is kind of like a lost season. This is his worst season of his career by far. I don't know if you can expect that to turn the corner at the end of the year. So Mets is my answer.
Tyler, I think. Yeah, I was thinking about this because, like, I have, like, my brother-in-law is a huge Mets fan. And, like, my sister, he's a Jets fan also. And, like, my thing was, like, my dad, before he died, was like, ask my sister, like, you can be a Mets fan, but you have to be a Giants fan. So she's a Mets fan. My nieces are Mets fans. My father-in-law's a Mets fan. A lot of my good friends are Mets fans. Some are Yankees fans also. I think I would root for, like, Iran against the Mets. Like, I can't have it. Like, I absolutely cannot have it. No, it wouldn't be.
It would be because the Mets would win.
It wouldn't.
That would win money.
It would be like one of the worst moments of my life if that happened. I think I need to be a Philly. Like, Tyler, what about your? I'm going to be a Phillies guy if it comes down to it. It's Phillies or Mets. I'm taking the Phillies. I'm rooting for the Phillies.
All right, here's the last 3 years of the Phillies. Lost in the World Series, lost in the NLCS, lost in the division round. They're going backwards. The guys are getting older. They added nothing to this lineup, which is like super inconsistent. I mean, if they're hot in the playoffs, maybe. They added Harrison Bader, who just like kind of just fits in with every other person in that Phillies lineup. I'm all out on the Phillies. This is just
why
running
are
it
you guys?
backwards.
Did I miss the joke or no? Like, what's the joke there?
It's just
They're
like
all
Harrison
generic
Bader.
white guys.
Yeah,
Okay, they're all white.
guys.
Okay, so they're all white.
Just the same. It's the same lineup every year. They're gonna do it again. And I honestly, like, I think Cody said it best. They're the Buffalo Bills. They missed their chance, and I think they're just gonna keep going backwards. Now, maybe they'll make the playoffs, win a round, but I cannot see them winning the World Series at all. Not even close.
Is Harrison Bader a better white outfielder, or is Paul Wall a better white rapper?
Paul Wall.
No, Paul Wall. No, yeah, Paul Wall, a better white rapper. Harrison
Paul
Bader's
Wall's
like
like a
mid-white outfielder.
Yeah, Paul Wall's like a 10-time All-Star, not a Hall of
Yes.
Famer.
Yeah.
He's an All-Star.
I don't know if I
Any
go
other
10
bets
time.
that you guys
it's like
like?
a 6-time All-Star.
Yeah, 6-time All-Star. Yeah, 10-time All-Star. You go to the Hall of Fame. You're right. Anyone have any other bets for baseball off the trade deadline?
I bet the Mets to win the World Series today at 11-1. So that's a bet that I've made. I think anything double digits Mets, even at 9-1, I honestly like the New York Mets to win the World Series. So Mets to win the World Series. I have the Mariners to win the American League. Those are the two bets I've made since the deadline.
I'm telling. I'm not betting it. I don't want them to win.